And we're back.
And we're back.
All right, so we have a couple more questions. I think, as we were talking about CES, and CES is definitely, it sets the tone for technology in 2011. Now, technology's obviously been a big influence, but it's not the only influence in our industry. Obviously, people are the biggest influence in our industry. So, what are some trends, though, whether they be in just regular PR or social media, that you see for 2011?
I think there's still going to be that hesitation from a lot of people whether or not they want to get so involved in, not necessarily Facebook, but now Twitter, or, we just saw things with these geolocation services like a Foursquare, where their numbers, were going straight up, and now I think there's a report that just came out that, they sort of flatlined a little bit. So I think that there's still that tendency to want to see what happens with some of these different sites. We'll see for clients where we'll post that there's a contest happening on Twitter, but we happen to post that on a LinkedIn board or a Facebook page, and people might say, well, why would I want to go there when I'm already at such and such a platform? So people still have those favorite outlets that they like to work with. So I think that there will still be that slow adoption to jump into every single platform, because you just can't, right? There's just so many of them. But I think eventually you'll continue to see the numbers climbing for a Twitter and for some others to not necessarily challenge Facebook, because I don't think anyone's going to challenge Facebook. No,
as of right now, maybe maybe a whole new thing, but as of right now, it's really it's a platform. It's got so much integration within. All the other ones kind of take bits and pieces from it, but that's the one.
And I think you'll still see some of the niche sites that'll go up that are really focused on whatever industry or whatever topic. And again, it won't become a massive audience just because it'll be so targeted. But that doesn't mean that it won't be successful. If people are passionate about a topic and you can draw X number of people to that site and keep giving out information and being able to network with others, then it's a success. And I think you'll see some more startups from that point of view. And again, you may not necessarily see or hear about them on a Mashable, but that doesn't mean they don't exist or that people today aren't thinking about starting something up. I think there's still a lot of enthusiasm there. And I think just a little bit about what we're doing today with video.
Exactly.
And we were talking about, I'm probably going to try to incorporate that, or at least that's a goal for PR at Sunrise.
It's something that's been introduced as far as video news releases and video blogging. But I think a lot of video blogging still is more of entertainment. Like one of our industry leaders, Brian Solis, has his web series, which is definitely a innovative step, but now I think that we are going to get to see video kind of taking over a lot of more structured blogs too, not just for entertainment but also for information. And because what I like about even this right here is that I think a lot of what we said we can put into blog posts, but instead now we have instant conversation on it while we're kind of forming it, and then you have even more thought process into it, because it's sometimes easier to say something than put it down on paper.
Exactly, and hopefully people will want to hit that play button and listen to it. We're going over right now that we're talking about how much quality content we're putting out there. Right. I'm also interested to see what happens from the media perspective. Because we're seeing media, they're on Twitter now, and they're on these different platforms. But is there going to be a day where you have a correspondent that is located outside of whatever company or wherever there's a news announcement, and instead of tweeting the news or writing up a quick story, are journalists going to be equipped with a flip cam? Are they going to just upload video so that you can quickly watch it on your phone or whatever?
I've noticed that there was a Jen Chicago. She's a correspondent for NBC on Chicago, and I think she does go around with a flip cam, because it's like the social media kind of and new media correspondent for them, and I think she does do a lot of that flip cam stuff. Which is really interesting.
Is that going to catch on, or media outlets going to pay to give out the flip cams and that sort of thing? So I don't know necessarily that I can speak so much to trends, just because there's still so many questions that I want to see, what's really going to happen out there. And I know I'm in a position where I'm I'm viewed as a mentor, or I don't want to use the term expert, but I'm still part of everyone else where I'm not a psychic. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know, is Flickr going to take off this year, or is there going to be some new platform that we don't even know about?
Yeah.
But it's all exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the wonder is kind of the exciting part. Like,
Exactly.
where is this company going to go in the next, how are they going to elevate, to a next level, especially, even companies that seem like that they've, that they're already there, like Apple just keeps innovating and keeps innovating. So it's really interesting. And I'm actually really interested to see what Droid does this year, because they really, obviously they were the fastest growing company in the mobile market last year, but I really want to see what they do with a full year now of continued success, because I think that they're gonna. I think the iPhone is still great, but I think Droid might really, the whole platform might blow everybody out of the water.
And I can imagine being part of the PR team.
Yeah.
Either you mentioned iPhone, so at Apple, you
Yeah.
know, you have so many followers and so many subscribers and all these different networks. At what point, you have to evaluate to see, is this a success just because we have 2 million followers, or where do we go to from here? Like, how do you keep the boss happy?
How do you keep it going?
the client
Exactly.
happy? So that would be interesting. If you were working there, to see like what types of challenges you have.
Because it seems like that you reach a ceiling, and then
Yeah.
how do you keep pushing through it?
Yeah, so many clients just they just created these different platforms, and they want so many subscribers. So that's one
Yeah.
challenge in itself. But it's almost more challenging once you have all of those subscribers and those followers to maintain that, and what gets people more excited. How do you sustain that buzz and momentum?
I like what Southwest Airlines does. They do a phenomenal job in managing the social media, and I actually got to interview their VP of Communications, Linda Rutherford, for the PR Studcast probably back in November, and that was they've managed acquisitions, and they've managed communication over like 18 different
They've
channels.
been one of the better ones.
And it's incredible, and it seems like that they are always they're always looking for extra channels to kind of keep it growing and keep it growing. So they've done a great job so far.
Yeah, that's an example of a company that seems to get it.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
actually, they seem to get it because they've been doing it for a while now. And it looks like that they always had the backing of senior management, from the people at the top to the people at the bottom. Everyone is buying into, this is what we're going to be doing, and we want you all to come along for the ride.
A consistent communication line, which is really interesting, because they have like blogs from the top and from the bottom too, and it's really
it's been 100%. It's been 100% commitment.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
you really need that at an organization. Otherwise, you're only going to get so far. You're only going to be so successful if only a few people are buying into it and others aren't. Because if only half the organization or only a couple people want to do this, and not everyone wants to, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's not going to be a success.
Exactly, and then people are going to be freaking out, and then you're going to drop something before you even really test it out. So.
Yeah, don't do it just because others are doing it. Do it because there's an objective, there's a goal, and more importantly, you have the passion and the enthusiasm to want to be where your customers are, whether it's Twitter or LinkedIn or wherever. Have a reason for starting something up.
Absolutely. So, going with the 2011 theme, what are some of your personal goals, and even what do you want to improve on too? Resolutions, if you will, for 2011.
Well, again, like we talked about earlier, I just transitioned in recently to mainly a digital position, where most of my responsibilities are around that, and counseling clients on different platforms out there, and working with different offices and that sort of thing. So I think just on a personal level, just continuing to grow and continuing to tap into some of the people who have been doing this for a lot longer than I have, or even people that are just starting up, and just continuing to see the evolution of what's going on with social media. Really, you can just never get enough education. And so my goal is to just continue growing. I know that's not an exciting goal or anything, and I can certainly say I want to work with such and such clients on whatever initiatives, and do all these cool contests and sweepstakes and that sort of thing. And that's great. I definitely want to do that. But I want to do different things. I want to work with a variety of different companies, and I want to work with a variety of different people who have different backgrounds and experiences, just to see how things work. And just to, I've been fortunate enough to have moved up over the years in a rather quick time span, and I want to see that continue to happen. And I don't want to level off or get content with where I am. I want to continue to grow and move up and learn from others.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to
So,
try.
for our last question, all right, now what I wanted to do with PRTV is to make it very transparent. My welcome video.
It doesn't get more transparent than this.
He's got Raisin Brands, Frosted Flakes. So like
my wrestling figures over there.
So the other night when I did the welcome video, I did it in a T-shirt, and I was looking disheveled. I'm not gonna lie. And but I wanted to, because I was kind of me at that point in time. That was me. So. What is one thing that most of our online PR community may not know about you?
God, just one thing?
Or two. I mean, what are a couple of things that we may not know?
I've been teaching myself electric guitar for about 5 years.
All right.
I can't play too many songs. That is to say, I can play a couple notes for many songs. Yeah. A lot of my friends like to mock me about that. But I continue to be really interested in just getting to play some of the songs I was always passionate about. I was always big into 80s music and 90s music. I could probably only name about 10 new bands from the past decade or so. So I'm still back in the 80s, 90s mindset. My dream car that I had a couple years ago was a Firebird.
Oh yeah?
I had an earring.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I was definitely looking like, like Billy Madison when he first gets back to high school. That was me. And so I'm big into all that kind of stuff.
So now you guys are going to read his blog posts a lot differently now.
Yeah, so don't make fun of me now that you know all this. Yeah. If I get that flip cam, I'll have to play a couple notes.
I think I was talking to David Spinks the other day, and he said that he has his own rendition of The Running Man. Okay. So I think that maybe later this year we'll have to get a couple drinks, and we'll have to do David will do The Running Man while you play electric guitar.
Yeah, we can have almost like Star Search.
Yeah, right. So there you go. So
see, Star Search, that's from the 80s and 90s. So there you go.
Well, now we're gonna bring it to current. So we'll have America's next top PR talent or whatever like that.
But, least talented.
Yeah. But I think that does wrap us up. I would like to thank you very much for your time. I think it was a great conversation, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, we're all testing it out. We're still learning, especially with PRTV. So I hope that you guys even enjoyed seeing Andrew, tweet for one of his clients as well. And we're gonna have many more interviews, and hopefully Andrew can join us again for another episode.
We'll be happy to.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank you.
All right, take care, everybody. Have a great night, and look forward to speaking to you guys soon.